Time now for African Champions.
African Champions. African Champions. African Champions. African Champions.
Professor Aristide Gumyusenge from Rwanda is our African champion for today.
You be champion!
Now, Professor Aristide Gumyusenge is a US-based research scientist and materials science engineer with a background in polymer chemistry with focus on organic semiconductors. Now, Professor Gumyusenge has been appointed as a professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the biggest, educational institutions in the world. I mean, yeah, in the U.S., you can look at. I mean, there are different ratings, but sometimes you look at the ratings of top universities in the world, and MIT is at the top, at the maybe at the second place or third. Top 5 universities. MIT is one of those. Yes. Now he has been actually appointed as the professor of at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in the Department of Materials Science, making him the only black faculty member in that department. Great. Now, his research interests are in the design of processing of novel organic materials for bioelectronics and neuromorphic computing devices. Very technical. Only those deep into science will understand these languages. But I think brilliant, thing right there that he's doing. Now, as a tenure track assistant professor, Gumyusenge will teach graduate and undergraduate courses in the material science department and will run a research group at MIT focusing on the development of new materials for biology-inspired electronics. Now, his research role involves securing research funds, leading cutting-edge research projects, and mentoring graduate and postgraduate researchers. He also aims to utilize both his platform and expertise in materials, science, and engineering to pioneer sustainable solutions to global challenges such as clean water scarcity, clean energy, and advancing healthcare, especially on the African continent. Now, Gumyusenge in 2019 worked with his colleagues led by Professor Jianguo to discover polymers that can sustain extreme heat higher than 220 degrees Celsius. Now, this discovery was published in one of the most prestigious U.S. journals called Science Magazine. Yeah, and that calls for a recognition. Celebrating, championing and giving them the necessary accolades, especially Professor Aristide Gumyusenge from Rwanda. I mean, he won a scholarship from Rwanda, got to the United States. He couldn't even speak English at that time, but he learned it by listening to the BBC, the CNN, and a whole lot, adventurous moments for him at that time. But here he is today, an African champion, and trust me, we definitely celebrate him. And he is our African champion for today.
You are an African champion.
All right, the show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. Read more about him, Professor Aristide Gumyusenge from Rwanda, on africaglobalradio.com on the African Champion segment.